Now, as the trading week winds down and as the holiday weekend approaches right here in the United States, investors are wondering if we will see even more seesaw trade that defined the week we just experienced. Because so far the markets, they were off to a solid start to kick off the week. Tariff tensions were easing, preliminary agreements were being discussed between China and the U.S., and the S&P even managed to get back to even on the year. But then there's days like today, Friday's declines adding to market losses after President Trump said that trade discussions with the EU, in quotes, are going nowhere, and recommended a straight 50% tariff on the European Union starting on June 1st, 2025. He also posted on Truth Social that iPhones sold in the U.S. must be made in the U.S., and if they are not, in quotes, a tariff of at least 25% must be paid by Apple. Now, the move against Apple by Trump is the first against the Pacific company in his tariff rollout this year. And for the week, the major markets in the red heading into the close. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq all down more than 2% so far this week. But then again, a new week awaits. The final week of May 2025. Will we see a major move on the upside, or will we see the markets continue a steady decline? You know what, let's jump right into it and take a look at what will likely move the markets in the week ahead. Monday kicks off on the quiet side. The U.S. markets closed for the Memorial Day holiday, so on Tuesday, that's when the action does indeed pick up. Tuesday kicks off in Europe with the EU May consumer confidence numbers, expectations negative 15.2. Then in the U.S., April durable goods orders await. Durable goods currently 9.2%. Wednesday sees a key rate decision out of New Zealand. The RBNZ rate decision expected to drop to 3.25% from 3.5%, while in Germany, the April unemployment numbers due out, a report that's penciled in 6.3%. And then here in the U.S., the FOMC minutes, they're due out in the afternoon hours. Thursday kicks off in the U.S. with preliminary first quarter GDP on the docket, expectations negative 0.3%. Then there's key inflation and in the form of the preliminary consumption expenditures prices index, a read that's expected to remain at 3.6%. And then Friday sees us in Japan with the Japanese unemployment rate, expectations 2.5%. And then in Europe, April German retail sales due out, expectations 0.3% month over month. And then there's also German preliminary May consumer prices, currently at 2.2%. While in the U.S., April personal spending, personal income, and May Michigan consumer sentiment all due out, expectations for consumer sentiment 50.8. Now keep in mind, once again, the U.S. markets are closed on Monday for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. So again, until next week, live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm James Sweeney reporting for ICM.